You know, looking back, there are so many moments that I think, oh, this is why we do this. This is what makes it all worthwhile. Some of them are a little heavy, of where the kids have come from, you know, come through, and you know where they are now. But one story that I just love is, gosh, it's probably been 10 years ago. We had a little boy, and he was from a two-parent household, happy family. He did everything with his dad. He would go with him, you know, every time his dad left the house, he was in the pickup beside him. And his dad was killed in a car wreck. And this little boy, I'll call him Lucas, he was really struggling. And his teacher called and said, you know, I have a little boy that I'd like to enroll in your program. And so we met with Lucas, and we were able to pair him up with a football player for Fort Hays State University. Sean Smith was his name. Sean picked this little boy, and he knew that this little boy was suffering from depression. He would not talk about his dad having died, and in fact, when kids would bring it up or say something at school, he'd get mad and he'd get in a fight with them. He would not talk about it. It didn't happen. And so it was a Sunday afternoon, and Sean and Lucas were watching a football game on TV, and Sean said that Lucas crawled over beside, or scooted over beside him and looked up at him, and he said, Sean, my daddy died. And Sean said he didn't really know what to do, and he said, I just scooped him up and put him on my lap. And he said, I know Lucas, I know he died. And Lucas said, it just hurts so bad. He said, Mama cries all the time. And he said, kids talk about it. And he said, I just miss him so much, and I just loved him so much. And Sean said, I know. And he said, tell me about your dad. What did you used to do? And he said, they spent the better part of an hour with Lucas just sharing memories and talking about how much he loved him. And Sean said, I didn't know if I handled it right. We said, you did great. His teacher then called the next week, and she said, I don't know what happened, but she said, I've got my Lucas back. And she said, he's out playing with the kids on the playground. Everything's fine. She said he's doing his homework, and you know, he's back. And so, you know, sometimes he didn't have anyone to talk to. And I think that often it's just that they just need, I don't want to call it a lifeline, but I do. Sometimes they just need someone that will understand, that won't judge, that will just listen to them and let them just get it all out. And he was matched with Sean till Sean graduated from Fort Hays, and then Sean moved away, got a job, and it was a sad day, because when a match closes, then you know, we always want them to get together so the child knows it wasn't my fault. This is why, you know, I'm not going to see him every week. So we were in our office, and they were saying their goodbyes, and I'm standing off to the side, and tears are rolling down my face, and Sean and Lucas are hugging, and Sean looked up at me and he said, don't worry, Nancy. He said, we're brothers forever. I think people are sometimes surprised to learn that there's such a need for the program in the community. But my goodness, when you watch TV and you see what's happening in the world, and you look at some of the lives, some of the kids' stories that you see on TV, you know, rural communities are not immune to those problems that plague cities. We have the same problems. We have kids that come from drug-addicted and alcohol-addicted families. We have kids that suffer abuse. We have kids that, you know, 25% of the kids in our program have a parent that's currently or formerly incarcerated. And you know, kids should be able to be kids. And it's sad when they have to take on the burdens of their family, and oftentimes they do that. And bless their hearts, they have no way to fix it. But if we can give them a role model and have someone help show them the way, and to at least understand the things that you see and the things that you go through are not your fault, and you can't change them. But what you can do is get good grades, be good, stay out of trouble, stay in school, and you'll grow up and won't have that life, and in turn you can help your family down the road, and that's the best way you can help them. One of my favorite, I guess it's a poem instead of a quote, but I read it often, and I think it kind of explains what we do, you know, here at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it's called A Bag of Tools, and it goes like this. Isn't it strange how princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings are common people like you and me, are builders for eternity. Each is given a list of rules, a shapeless mass, a bag of tools, and each must fashion ere life has flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And I love that because I like to think that with the kids in our program, that's what we give them, stepping stones for eternity.